So, thank you to Signal Based Marketing Summit for inviting me once again this year to present on the subject of ABM, account-based marketing, something very, very close to my heart. And today in particular, I'm going to be talking to you about personalization and how to scale personalization, which is a subject which is very much very popular at the moment in the world of account-based marketing. Many people are looking to see how to personalize, how to get closer to those accounts that are important to them. So hopefully over the course of the next 10 or 15 minutes, I'll talk you through some steps and some ideas and some tips about how to personalize. So my name is Declan Mulkeen. I'm the CMO of an ABM agency, Strategic ABM. We are based in the United Kingdom with clients all over the world, North America, Europe, Middle East, down to Australia. And you may also know me because I have a podcast called Let's Talk ABM that interviews ABM thought leaders from a wide variety of companies and industries that share their insights, their thoughts, and their successes at running account-based marketing programs. I think there's about 70 episodes to date, so do check it out wherever you enjoy listening to podcasts. So let's talk a little bit about why personalize. If you think about the foundations, the basics of why to personalize, personalization builds trust. Why? Because it shows that you understand the account and those individuals within the account. It shows that you understand their challenges. It shows that you understand their goals. But what do we mean by personalization? And I think this is part of the problem, that there's an awful lot of confusion about what personalization is and what personalization isn't. Well, we talk often about personalization in terms of whether it's meaningful or not meaningful. And by not meaningful, hi, Alex, how is your sales pipeline at Oracle? That is just using some technology to look up your name, to look up your company, whether it's based on IP or other data sources, and to populate. This is not meaningful personalization. And people are wise enough, savvy enough to understand that this is not really personalizing to them. Meaningful personalization, on the other hand, is when you show a deep understanding of the needs, the challenges, and the priorities of those accounts and the individuals within those accounts, and you're able to translate that knowledge, those insights, into meaningful content and engagement strategies, i.e., you are able to think and change the approach you have with that account, with those people inside that account, and you're able to show that you actually understand them and understand their problems, their needs, their challenges, their agenda. So how do you personalize? Well, this is a graph that we have developed to kind of show you the way that you can scale personalization. And you can see there's two axes. On the x-axis, you've got increased reputation and relationships within the target accounts. So as you go from left to right, the more you personalize, the more you'll develop your reputation and your relationships within those accounts. And the y-axis is the level of investment required to personalize. And as you go from cluster to account to decision-making unit to stakeholder, obviously you're increasing your investment, but you're also seeing a significant increase in your reputation, relationships, and your revenue opportunities. And I suppose the only note of warning here is you need to think a little bit about what is the reward I'm looking to achieve, and is it commensurate with the level of personalization that I'm actually applying to this account. So let's talk a little bit about how to create your ABM value proposition. This is the first step of building that foundation. So the proposition, or the ABM value proposition, it's your ABM program's North Star. What do we mean by that? Well, every company has a value proposition, how you go to market, how you decide and show that you deliver value to your audience. But the ABM proposition is not about how you show value to the whole market. It's how you show value to a specific group of accounts within that market. So we often talk about it as being, it's why you to each target account, it's why you and nobody else, and it's why you are relevant and how you are going to deliver value into that account. That is the essence of an ABM value proposition. So what we suggest is that you take that ABM proposition and you promote it into a cluster. Now, what is a cluster? In terms of account-based marketing, a cluster is a group of accounts that you have been able to group together based on their industry, their challenge, their shared competitor, pain point, opportunity, etc. There is something that allows you to group them together. Typically, in the kind of companies we work with, we group 10, 15, 20 accounts together into a typical one-to-few cluster. And then what you do then is you measure the level of engagement that you're having with those accounts. And that level of engagement will then justify whether or not you can move to the next stage, which is account level personalization. So in account level personalization, what you're looking to do, you're looking to use the insights that you've developed on those that cluster and on the accounts that are showing engagement within that cluster, and you apply this as a filter. It's like an account-specific filter to the market. And then what we typically recommend is that you create what we call a manifesto or an account manifesto. And this basically helps to summarize how you understand the account, how you understand the challenges that account is facing, and why now is the right time for the account to start prioritizing the issue that you want them to think about, whether that is a change, whether that is a purchase, whether that is a replacement, etc. Whatever it is the issue that you're looking for them to think about, the account manifesto will actually synthesize and summarize that in a very effective way. Once you actually see that accounts, or individual accounts rather, are engaging with your content, your messaging, etc., you can use those engagement metrics then to understand, well, who is engaged in those accounts? How can I build up a picture of the buying committee, of the decision-making unit within that account? And this is where we talk about introducing DMU, or decision-making unit level personalization, where we try to break down the challenges, what they think, what they care about, etc., and using a personalized version of the account manifesto into those decision-making units to be able to show them that we're actually upping the level of personalization, and that is being reflected in how they're responding to our messaging. Now, once you move from the DMU, decision-making unit, to the stakeholder level, now you're looking to obviously increase the resources that you are putting into the account significantly. We often say that this is when for your most highest value accounts, or where you're seeing that there's an advanced stage in the buying journey and you need to act in order to influence the closing of that deal. So what we typically recommend here is that you use stakeholder analysis to uncover deeper needs, deeper primary focus, deeper behavioral issues. How do they behave? What do they think about? What are their challenges? What's keeping them awake at night, etc. And then what you do is you adapt your ABM value proposition, and even you adapt the account manifesto, which we mentioned before, and you create a stakeholder manifesto, which is a document directed directly at one person, whether that is the CFO, the CMO, the CIO, the CTO, the CISO, whichever the decision maker within that decision making unit. You can talk to their pains specifically, whether they are budgetary issues, technology issues, compliance issues, whether there are issues around how your technology will interact with other technologies in the business, whether they're to do with GDPR or data sensitivity issues, etc. So you can make sure that you're touching all the key points that they believe are of value as an individual, which forms part of a bigger group that each person has got their own agenda. So when you look at that all together, what we're actually saying here is you build up a picture, you build up a personalization picture, and you start to scale your efforts little by little based on how much resources you can actually deploy, what budget you can deploy, and people, clearly. Personalization also needs resources from a people point of view. So we always talk about this in terms of, look at the image here on the right-hand side. Set the foundations for personalization. ABM value proposition, develop that first, make sure that it's in place, make sure that it's tested and resonates with the market. then you can actually start thinking about, well, how do I promote that? How do I promote that into a cluster? And we mentioned obviously earlier about a cluster which is around a challenge, an industry, a competitor, an opportunity in the market, etc., etc. So which accounts in that cluster are starting to show engagement? How can you measure that? Talk to sales. What are they seeing? What level of engagement are they seeing as well from those accounts? Then you can prioritize which accounts within that cluster that are worthy, for want of a better expression, of moving to the next stage. Which accounts can move from a cluster level to an account level? Once you move your personalization up to an account level, now you're talking about developing much deeper tactical insights about the individual account, whether they're in the technology industry, pharma industry, manufacturing, whichever industry they're in or sub industry they're in, getting those insights about that company, that industry, how that company differentiates itself from its competitors, who the competitors are, clearly is really important. But then you're looking to basically look at the engagement that you're having with that account. You're looking to take the insights and the personalization that you've done at the cluster level and apply a level of personalization at the account level. So the account says, hey, not only do these guys understand the industry that I'm operating in, but they also understand that me as a company, we are different for these reasons. And they've been able to understand that. And in fact, their messaging, their offer, the way that they're talking about the situation, the challenges, etc., is reflected in their messaging, which basically makes me think, hey, these guys know what they're doing, understand our market, understand our business, understand how they can help us. So that's at the account level. So as I mentioned earlier, you want to prioritize accounts that are showing positive intent, but not necessarily at the buying committee level. That's when you move to the next level. DMU, decision-making unit, buyer committee. This is where you're looking to identify whether is who's engaging within the decision-making unit, but equally and almost more importantly, who is not engaging from the decision-making unit. You're looking to find out where the gaps are in the picture that you have of the account and the picture that you have of the decision-making unit. You want to prioritize your messaging for each persona, each person within that group. You want to customize your messaging once again. You want to customize your content once again. You want to update your assets and your content based on what you know and who you know you need to talk to. And you want to start tracking the level of engagement within those individuals that form part of the decision-making unit, looking for raised hands, looking for engagement, looking for people saying, I need to know more, I want to learn more, etc., etc. If that happens, then you can warrant passing to the final stage, which is stakeholder level personalization. Now, at this level, you're looking to go even further with your personalization, but that's going to be based on what you know about these individuals, what you know about what keeps them awake at night, their pains, their challenges, how they behave, what is important for them, what do they consider to be important when they actually go to make a decision, what part they play in the decision-making group, etc. You're looking to customize your messaging. You're looking to engage them perhaps through peer-to-peer, which is a really strong play in the account-based marketing. If, for example, they're a CTO, then you could engage your CTO to engage directly with them, to share some content, to meet at an executive level dinner or a lunch or some form of roundtable to start talking about some of these key challenges. You're starting to up the level of personalization significantly. And what the direct response to that increased personalization is, you're seeing more response, you're seeing greater engagement, and you're seeing more signals that they are willing to take phone calls, take meetings, join you in different activities that you're looking to, and none, obviously, have engagement with your sales professionals, with your account teams, looking to explore how you can help them, etc. And that will then feed into opportunities, pipeline, revenue, etc. So just to finish, really, I talk a lot about account-based marketing on LinkedIn. So if you're not following me, please do. If you have any questions about this presentation today, about personalization, or indeed you'd like to just ask any questions at all about account-based marketing, please do connect with me, send me a direct message, and I'd be delighted to answer them. I hope you found this presentation of interest, and good luck with all your account-based marketing efforts.